Hello everyone, and welcome to...
So what a sight this is. Another edition of this proud competition, just seemingly bigger and better still. Faces, of course, have come and gone, but some things never change. Those first day feelings, new hopes, new expectations, and the belief that maybe, just maybe, this time it will be your turn. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So things are underway. So Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, Fikayo Tomori could play an interesting role here, Peter. As a defender, he's unmatched when it comes to pace. One-on-ones, he usually comes out on top, even against quick opponents. But I also like the way he can drive the ball out of defence. He's got a very useful ability to be able to hit both flanks with great accuracy.
Yeah, he'll certainly be leaving his mark on this game, quite possibly actually at both ends. Rabiot! That's brilliant from Rabiot! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! Such thrill, such noise, and how this matters! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
So we have had the first significant moment. It is 1-0.
Well, that's really changed the mood in the stands, Peter. It ought to encourage more positive football, a more front-footed approach. It's got to be. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
That's a decent clearance. Change of plan here, perhaps.
Modern football for you, and all that pressing.
Ricci powering forward here. It's a loose ball. That is ended up in no man's land. He's having a pop! And that is quite wonderful! He's got himself an absolute peach. And they're threatening to fly away here. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Milan are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Hello everyone, and welcome to
a moment to savour for all of us. Lined up on the start line, their eyes fixed on the prize. It is the ultimate calm before the inevitable storm. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So that's got things underway. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
The electric Christian Pulisic is one of the most exciting attacking midfielders, who has searing pace and trickery that will scare any defender and many defences. He could do with a better final product at times, but he's very unselfish. He's a real team player, and he's making great strides.
Yeah, the easiest way to make a difference is to score, so no argument there. Oh, the ball's gone astray. Nicely weighted ball. Totti. And he's having a hit! That is a super hit, but it was always just off target.
Well, he does strike a very pure ball, doesn't he? It's great technique.
Stefan de Vrij. And that is a little undercooked. And here's Thuram. He'll try from distance. Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Aimed beyond the defence. Probing pass. Serginho makes the interception. If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. He won't be happy with that one. Rabiot. Knocks it into space. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Milan clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
He's going to be disappointed with that. That's a shade optimistic.
Udinese really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
Rabiot. And he's straight offside.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
That is good alertness. He steps in. Oh, that's ambitious. Into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
That has not gone well. And that brings the first half to a close. A decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Well, I don't think we need the stats to be on the screen to tell us about the pass completion rate, which has been obviously a letdown in this first half. All too often we've seen players left frustrated because of poor decision-making and just a general sloppiness. So I'm sure the boss will be getting stuck into his players to improve and improve quickly.
Still waiting for this to take off. It's goalless at half-time.
Substitution for AC Milan, number 23, Nicolo Barella. Number 9.
So let's get the ball rolling.
Marcus Thuram.
Milan are probably feeling relatively good about themselves, so I don't think the manager has seen anything to change in his half-time team talk.
Rabiot kept his eye on it, and he's there. Can he get it through? It's run loose. Who's going to get there? And we have our very first corner. Ronaldinho plays it short. Costa Curta. And the finish! Lacking in accuracy.
He just didn't catch that one right, and he knows it.
Now, can they get him away? Milan different to some extent this half. Details of the changes to come soon.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
Yeah, he's fouled him there. He's in plenty of space here. Chance! Totti. Quarter of an hour into the second half. And he's decided to go for it. And still, we await the first breakthrough. Paz. That's a little off target. Now that looks a decent ball. Milan perhaps contemplating their next change here.
Well, the manager's got a decision to make here, whether he's happy to stick or twist.
And he's only too happy to take that back. Great vision. He's been bundled over, that is a foul. And he is going into that little black book. Ronaldinho taking charge of the dead ball.
He could tee it up for someone else, but something tells me he'll have a go.
Denied by a great piece of goalkeeping.
Absolutely terrific reflexes, goalkeeping at its very best. Milan are totally dominant in the middle of the park, a no-way through zone.
Taken back almost at once.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Tries to play it through. Shot could be on. He's picked his way through. And a terrific save from the keeper.
Lookman clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
That's a decent clearance. And smartly reclaimed. Rabiot really struggling to influence the game.
They're just trying to negate his influence, and it looked...
Oh, what has happened here?
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Hello everyone, and welcome to
Well, it is
today's
only day
match.
one, but already there is a palpable sense of obligation right from the start. These teams know they cannot falter. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. And that gets things running.
Well, a quick look at this lineup, and Pavel Nedved jumps higher than the rest.
He'll be involved in more or less everything they try to do going forward.
Yeah, he has all the ingredients to serve up something delicious, and we can feast our eyes on it. A truly great competitor.
Looking for options for movement. Rabiot in acres of space out wide. Mateus. Vieri. He's having a pop! Oh, the ball's run loose here. A collective sigh of relief from the defence.
We're talking about creating a problem for yourself. OK, credit to good pressing, but that was entirely avoidable.
Hello everyone, and welcome to
Heady
today's
ambitions
match.
here, ahead of a game of massive consequence. The objectives are clear. To miss out on them would be unthinkable. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So, it's away we go then.
Isn't it a real pleasure to be able to see the Dutchman Ronald Koeman? He's got to be one of the best ever attack-minded centre-backs, a playmaking centre-back actually, and he can step into midfield and spray a pass with top precision.
Yeah, there's a beautiful purity about the way he strikes the ball.
And he can smack one too.
Oh, no, that was never going to make it. That pass isn't the best. Tries to play it through. It's Gerrard! Wide, but only just.
Oh, he got lots of power behind that, just couldn't quite get it on target.
Silvestre.
That's good play from him.
He is through here. Costa Curta does well to get it back. Scholes. Great vision. And it's Van Nistelrooy. Knocks it into space. Oh, there's a probing ball. And he's intervened well there. He's having a hit! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Can he get on the end of this? Roberto Baggio, who can single-handedly make a difference. Oh, a gilt-edged chance! He's come in hard. Roberto Baggio! And he's following up! It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Barcelona with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And this is Luis Suarez. Oh, that Morientes! And now a sudden chance to counter. And he was quick to react. And here's Baggio. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Gerrard looking for the chance to skim one in from range. Nicely weighted ball. Shot could be... And Van Nistelrooy! Ruud Van Nistelrooy! A giant among strikers! That is a gem! An absolute gem! Arsenal take the lead! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Oh, what has happened here? And he's got the beating of his man. Threads one in. Van Nistelrooy couldn't quite force his way through this time, but boy, he had a go at it.
Oh, look, his determination needed to be greater than the obstacle he was faced with, and it wasn't.
He's got away. Lovely pass, but can he get there?
There will be
Oh,
1
that's
minute
fabulous.
time.
And the shot! Goal! And the lead lost no time at all.
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing.
And for the first half, that is that. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, you have to ask questions how this has stayed 1-1, Peter. I do think, though, that the way spaces have been found in key areas with relative ease will be a real concern, something that needs addressing, and fast.
Well, they've gone toe-to-toe for those 45 minutes, and at half-time the score is 1-1. And we are back on the way. Bullish header! It's in!
Boom! There we go, and it couldn't be much better. He was born for the glory he's just managed. The apple on top of the tree.
What a header! Flashed in with the crispest of contacts.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Zanetti, he's shifting through the gears here. Baresi clears without hesitation.
Well, they've stamped some authority on things, but how much more authority can be generated?
And he's managed to get free. It's gone all the way through to the keeper. Morientes. Oh, nicely intercepted. Might be danger. Van Nistelrooy! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
It's certainly a bold attempt, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shame he didn't work the keeper a bit more, though.
And he's gone looking for safety. Well, the manager might be thinking of shuffling his pack here.
Well, you would hope for some movement off the bench, Peter, knowing you get an extra sub in extra time.
Van Nistelrooy. Oh, no joy this time. Silvestre. Not the most accurate pass. And it's Stojkovic. And that's an excellent interception. Luis Suarez. And he's worked it through. Beckenbauer gets it away. Can he get it through? Always onto this.
Barcelona really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
Now it's Scholes. And this is Luis Suarez. It's Luis Suarez! Luis Suarez! It's a beauty! He's got himself an absolute peach. What remarkable powers of recovery!
Oh, what a fabulous game this is. It just keeps getting better and better.
It was thrashing, the crispest of hits.
Well, he's absolutely drilled that, Peter. When you hit it like that, the keeper's not going to be able to do much about it.
So again, we have parity.
Well, this poses a very interesting question now, Peter. Do they push on to try and win it in normal time? They certainly have the momentum. I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
There will be 3
Zanetti.
minutes at a time.
That's been slipped through. And this is Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez! That's another chance! Oh, he's done it! A game of margins! A game of thrills! This might just do it! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Oh, he was definitely fully focused.
And that is it. The referee has seen enough. So that is it. The end of the road.
I'm afraid to tell
So what do you
that
take
the
away
odds
from it all, Jim?
traffic to be
Well, what
heavy
can I say,
after the
Peter?
final
It
whistle
seemed
today.
like the enormity of the task got the better of the players, and they never really got going. I know it can happen to even the best of us, but that doesn't take away from the fact that this was a painful watch, very painful.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening.
Hello everyone, and welcome to
Hello and welcome
today's
to everybody.
match.
It's an absolute thrill to welcome you to this day one clash, and no day, of course, engenders hope or optimism more than this one. Optimism which could dissipate at a rate most alarming, or last all the way to the latter stages. We shall see. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. So straight into the action. Well, Shinji Ono and Aubameyang! Aubameyang finds himself offside. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And he's let fly.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
The ball's gone astray. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. That's a decent clearance. Tries a deft little ball. And he's quick to get rid. Quarter of an hour played. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Looking for a runner. And he's intervened well there. He's got away. They've won a corner. And we have our very first corner. Van Nistelrooy! No, not the best of headers. Arsenal are seeing more of the ball, but still aren't carrying much goal threat. Not the most accurate pass. Ronaldinho herring after the ball here. It's a promising position. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Mateus, and he's lost it. Mateus! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
That'll earn him a few high fives. Probably feels he could have been better protected, though.
That has earned a reprieve for the time being. Ono does well not to be outdone there. Van Nistelrooy pinches it off him. Rijkaard is always scanning the pitch for targets. And the pass is intercepted.
Bagan genuinely seem like a side that's confident with the quality they have out wide. They certainly like their little intricate combinations and link-ups.
Well, that's the impression I'm getting.
Yeah, I think you'll want to make sure you give the opposition a different look with each attack, variation, unpredictability. You know, that's always key to success.
Gerrard aimed beyond the defence, and this is Van Nistelrooy. Great challenge, time to perfection. Roberto Carlos chips it through. Diogo Costa claims comfortably. Well timed,
There will be
excellent
1 minute
interception.
at a time.
Messi distributed tidily.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
And for the first half, that is that. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. No goals.
Chance to look for any potential holes and weaknesses in the opposition, something that will bear fruit once the teams come out again, I'm sure, Peter.
So at the halfway stage, we still have deadlock. The score 0-0.
Substitution on the field. Number 11, Lionel Messi. Coming on to replace him is number 21, Michael Owen.
We're on the move again.
Arsenal clearly have been the better side here. So if I was to say anything to them, it would be just keep going. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it.
Arsenal different to some extent this half. Details of the changes to come soon.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
Oh, the whistle's gone. What's he given? Arsenal faced with a real prospect of letting this slip. So perhaps now the breakthrough. one winner. Not a twitch, not a blink.
You know, he would have been embarrassed had the keeper held his position then.
After 51
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Mohun Bagan have penetrated for the first time.
Well, talk about the perfect start to the second half. They've certainly come out with more purpose, more energy, and it's paid off beautifully.
Triol looking to provide the solidity his team so need. Arsenal still this single goal behind. He's in plenty of space here. Goes for a shot! Oh, it's come off the upright. Oh, that was wicked, a truly wicked effort.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he tried one of his specials.
Substitution for Arsenal, number 7.
Arsenal are making a change now. This looks very much like a shoring up of the rear guard.
Look, only time will tell now if this is the right decision, but at least the manager hasn't dawdled. You know, he's reacted quickly, and it needed that.
Good ball over the top. Oh, robust challenge. It's their second corner of the game. And a few accusing looks coming his way.
Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
Mohun Bagan appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Triol spots it and intercepts. That's a good ball out wide. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. Hakimi. Plays a sharp little ball here. Hakimi is sporting a guilty look after that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Triol cuts out the pass. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Costa Curta kept his eye on it, and he's there. Adams. Nicely weighted ball. Mateus. Now it's Owen.
That was lovely, that.
Oh, he's bustling through here! And he's made sure that's not getting through.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it. Arsenal really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks and sustain some pressure.
Oh, they could be caught out here. That's very neat. Beckenbauer.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Little doubt, that is a foul. And he's going to have his name taken. Gerrard. Just seeing the board now, it's going to be 5 extra minutes. And now they can clear their lines.
They're avoiding the blatantly obvious, but...
Oh, what a mistake! And there goes the final whistle. Well, that was tense. The two parties separated by the game's only really meaningful moment. Intriguing for the neutrals, unbearable, sometimes unwatchable for those with a vested interest.
And if you do have a chance today, please take
well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Arsenal really were made to rue their
ineptitude, if I can put it like that. Defended reasonably well, but if you can't put away your chances, there's always a risk of this happening, and that's going to be painful for them.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you. Things really are heating up here ahead of what we've always known will be a crucial game. At stake, a seat at a higher table. This an opportunity to put down a marker to make a statement of intent. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. Things already rolling. Roberto Carlos making his 300th appearance today. Just another reminder to those who missed the pre-game ceremonies.
Well, Peter, it's remarkable considering I still remember covering his first game, with you in fact. He really has come an awful long way, hasn't he?
Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Good effort from distance. And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Scholes really must be thinking what he has to do to score there. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. It's Scholes! That was superb goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Corner number 2 then. They've played it short. And now a sudden chance to counter. Costa Curta. Aims beyond the defence. Chance for a shot! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Oh, it's very good running that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
Short changes him with that pass. Now, can they get him away? And the shot! Goal! Arsenal! One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other. And it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react. And there's only one word to describe that.
And the shot! And no mistake. A quite incredible spell. They are flying. Well, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get pressed from the front and you have no time on the ball whatsoever. You can't afford to switch off for a moment.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
And it's Koundé. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Donnarumma gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted. Nice looking ball. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Messi. And here's Rooney. And that's gone loose. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking.
Have been indicated.
Stojkovic. Haaland receives it in a good position here. Now it's Haaland. Gerrard. Gerrard! Oh, that's close, and that will be the last of it.
Please
It's
turn your
half-time.
attention to the screen for information
What have we learned from the
provided
first
by the local
45
police.
minutes?
Arsenal really did kick on after getting that first goal. Could they have gone another one and killed the game off completely? Possibly. But as long as they can keep up the intensity, maintain the purpose levels, I think they'll get another chance soon enough.
Arsenal looking composed, content, comfortable, leading 2-0 at half-time. And so the action is resumed. Now, the ball's gone astray.
I wouldn't fancy playing up front in these circumstances, to be honest. There's absolutely no supply.
Baresi promptly onto that, and that is that. And that could set him on his way. Well, nicely intercepted. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Oh, that's fabulous. Pass is just off target. Costa Curta. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Jacquet is offering some sort of an apology there.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Oh, that is superb. A dangerous moment, perfectly dealt with.
That is superb defensive work. The one man who had to be on top of his game, and he was.
Deftly away. They're back in possession and ready to go again. Quality ball. Van Dijk kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
He's gone for goal.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
That's a little off target. 75 minutes played. Stood up well to him there. Van Dijk cuts it out. Knocks it into space. Chance! Well taken goal. Oh, but the flag's up.
The decision came a little late because the referee initially didn't see the assistance flag, but it's the right call.
A moment's uncertainty there, but it is the right call. No way through there. Arsenal have time on their side now, as well as a 2-goal lead. It is just about done. And Messi! It's off target and by quite a way.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
And the pass is intercepted. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Well, the run has been sold a little bit short there.
Arsenal clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
And this is Van
There will be
Nistelrooy.
1 minute at a
Van
time.
Nistelrooy! And needless to say, that deserved better.
A wonderful ball to play him in like that. Great pace, into feet, nearly superb.
And that is the final whistle. Perfect result, perfect outcome. A
Those of
test
you making
passed
their way
with
home
flying
on public
colours.
transportation today, please watch the
How would you
screen
summarise
for
what we've
train
seen today then, Jim?
From the manager's perspective, Peter, I don't think he could have asked for much more. Well, certainly result-wise. This is a game they wanted to win for so many reasons, and his players did a sterling job carrying out the instructions. Thoroughly enjoyable.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening. Well, it is only day one, but already there is a palpable sense of obligation right from the start. These teams know they cannot falter. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. There's the whistle.
Here's a guy that qualifies as one of the best defensive midfielders to ever play the game.
Patrick Vieira, the pillar of strength.
Yeah, aggression, hard tackling, they're the foundations of his game. But he can turn defence into attack very quickly and show his terrific athleticism and real power.
Arsenal with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And it's been taken short. Oh, shooting chance! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Carlos actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Tries one from range. It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Haaland. Great chance! He's done very well to get to that.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Corner number 3 coming up. Beckenbauer goes short. He's having a shot! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Carlos clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
So their fourth corner of the game. Beckenbauer with the short one. He's had a shot! They're up to 5 corners now. Beckenbauer plays it short. He's having a pop! And he has produced there the crispest of hits.
I think it was one of those, Peter, where he's caught it too well. He's not even looking at the keeper, so he knew where everything was.
And it's Azar. Scholes. Adams kept his eye on it, and he's there. And he's intervened well there. Nicely weighted ball. And this is Ronaldo, looking to pass their way up the pitch. Batistuta, and he's found a way past. Goes down, but nothing given. Nicked it back promptly. Haaland. And this is Van Nistelrooy. And Van Nistelrooy! Goal! Arsenal! Arsenal take the lead.
The goal scorer.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
So we have had the first significant moment. It is 1-0.
Yeah, that's exactly what they required, but they need to be careful now. That goal could serve as a wake-up call for the hosts.
Batistuta gets flagged offside. Shifted it to the flank. Roberto Carlos. No way through, so back it comes. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Cristiano Ronaldo. Scholes. Couldn't squeeze it through. Short changes him with that pass. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
And it's Ronaldinho. And he's cut it out.
This is the time you need that pace.
And that has put paid to that. Van Nistelrooy. Gerrard. Now it's Haaland.
Added minutes have been indicated.
Deftly away.
Arsenal have turned up with a human blockade.
And the referee has blown for half-time. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory
This
first
is a
half.
security
They've got the
announcement.
lead and that
Please
gives them
make
something
sure
to
you
build on
always carry
after
your
the break.
valuables with you. Thank you.
Reflections on the first half?
Well, this is when you need your players to step up, Peter. Be brave, see all that courage. They need to have a big start to the second half to give them some momentum, and they're not going to get that if they're being too risk-averse.
Arsenal are in a pretty decent position after 45 minutes. 1-0 to the good. So we're underway for the second half.
Arsenal definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
Ronaldinho. That's the keeper's ball. And they win it back again. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Well, we expected better, and so did he. Tries to pass it through. Arsenal are still that goal to the good. Threads one in. Well, played right into his path.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Stood up well to him there. Can he get on the end of this? And he's heaved it away.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? Zanetti. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, Peter, if they're attempting to see out the game with such a narrow advantage, there's room for trouble. I just think they're sending out the wrong message. This could backfire.
And they've got rid. And that's definitely not his best. Now that's well seen too. That's really well manoeuvred. That has not gone well. No way through. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Oh, this looks sharp. Ronaldinho plays the game a step ahead of almost... He's had a shot! Terrific effort, just off target.
Well, the keeper looks perplexed. That was hit with real ferocity.
Scholes ventures forward. Just eases him off the ball. And it's Ronaldinho. That is a great... Van Nistelrooy! Could have won it there and then. He knows that. Oh, he knows it.
Van Nistelrooy really should have done better there. I just hope for his sake that he doesn't live to regret that.
A moment to savour for all of us. Lined up on the start line, their eyes fixed on the prize. It is the ultimate calm before the inevitable storm. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. so we're up and running.
Well, Wayne Rooney's role today will be crucial. We all know of his qualities as a goal scorer, but a lot's going to be expected from his creativity too. It's very rare for a striker to have such wonderful vision.
Yeah, he's a player whose performances always have an influence on the game one way or another.
Yeah, he's going to have to play the role of distributor, ball carrier and link man, and sometimes even track back. But he can do it all. He has an incredible work rate and an insatiable desire for victory.
And the pass is intercepted. No way through. Now it's Berbatov. That has been slung wide. Bellingham! Oh, that was no routine save.
It's quite a show he's putting on here. This is excellent work.
Manchester United with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Keeper has taken decisive action. Arsenal are looking to go forward now. He's found a way through. Oh, just a keeper now. He's had a shot! Goal! Arsenal! And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Yeah, I'd rather praise the scorer than criticise the defence here. He stepped forth and conquered.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough.
Well, that's changed the mood entirely, as you'd expect, Peter. It'll be fascinating now to see what kind of reaction it will cause.
And that's a good ball. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Foot in. Oh, this looks sharp. Now it's Haaland. Tries to pass it through. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. This is a promising build-up. Gives it back. Aguero. Played into space. Pass somewhat off target. Manchester United have quite a reputation for being combative, confrontational.
Just always go chasing the ball in numbers, and they can keep it up late into a game too.
It's Rooney! And again, he is at his elastic best.
Well, the keeper saved his team again here, Peter, but he needs more protection from this defence.
Manchester United have their second corner now. Keeper's dealt with that. Marquinhos is very much of the none-shall-pass school of defending. Beckenbauer did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Couldn't squeeze it through. Now it's Haaland. And it's Stojkovic. Oh, that's clever. And here's Haaland.
Haaland really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? That's it, 45 minutes up. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Arsenal leading by 1 at the break.
There's plenty of positives to take despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy, a little more composure up front perhaps. That's not too much to ask.
Arsenal can be fairly satisfied then. It's so far so good for them, and it's 1-0 at the break. The second half is up and running. Arsenal leading courtesy of the game's only goal. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Scholes with an air of confidence about him, a certain swagger.
Well, you can't grumble when a player at least tries to make...
Big chance! They've got to be quick to recover this. Vitinha. Now it's Haaland. Akanji makes the interception. Bellingham. Team still separated by the game's only goal. Probing pass. Oh, well measured. Oh, it's a chance, surely! And that is wildly off target.
Arsenal really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
Great vision. Oh, no joy this time. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, while the temptation's always there, Peter, I think it would be ill-advised of them to try settle for what they've got.
Now it's Haaland. Stojkovic bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Now, can they get him away? Knocks it into space. And it's Bellingham.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Aguero.
Manchester United really are showing all the necessary urgency, but it's potency they need.
Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Oh, that's well spotted. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
That has been cut short. Rooney tries to play it through.
Manchester United really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure. Look, this is so frustrating. Passing without any end product is just passing time.
And he's gone direct here. And that is it, the referee has seen enough. Arsenal have done it, the perfect outcome in this most pressured of games. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Arsenal really deserve a lot of credit for what I'm sure would be a real confidence-boosting win. Such a huge game being played. There were so many factors that would have got the doubters going, but I guess they'll all go a little quiet now.
Well, thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you.